So welcome back to my channel. Yeah, I've been putting off doing this because I was swamped with work for a long time. So there's a project you are working on. Actually, I want to do some interaction with the project contract. So I want to call the contract to do some checks from my CLI. So I want to also use that opportunity to make this video so that we can all do it together, because this is also what I've been waiting to do for a long time. So yeah, what I want to do is to show how you can pass ByteArray as argument when making contract calls. So where you want to invoke how to pass ByteArray as argument. The problem has always been how to do this. If you want to do it on Starkscan or Voyager, it's going to be complex, like trying to encode ByteArray into, like, serialize it into the pattern or into a standard that a Starknet can understand, like into a pattern that the protocol can understand. But if you're using Sncast, it's straightforward. So let me just quickly show it here. So by the right side of the screen, you see the documentation that I'm following. So let it don't be that I'm trying to do this, maybe do it out of my head or anything. Maybe I can do it, I could, but then I also want to show so that you guys will see how you can follow documentation and do what you want to do, so that you don't need to like go and start looking for videos or materials elsewhere. You can simply follow documentation and get the job done. So let's quickly start. Yeah, so this is it here. Do a Sncast, then pass the account. I have an account already, so it's called test. In the previous video, I've done how to, if you want to create an account and deploy it, is in one of the videos. Maybe I will leave the link in the description of this video, so you can just go back and check how to create an account and deploy it. If you want to get your account, like maybe you want to get a list of the accounts you already have that you created, you can just open a terminal here and do Sncast account list. It will generate the list of all the accounts you have that is saved to your profile on Sncast. So this is what I'm using here. So it's called test. That's why I'm using it. So I'm using account test. What you want to do is to invoke. Invoke is when you want to make a call to a contract and you are changing the state of the contract. That means you are going to change. Maybe you want to call a transaction, make a function call to maybe add something or remove something from your contract. So like this one now, we want to make a payment. So it's going to affect the state of the contract in the sense that it's going to save a new data of the person making the payment and the amount and on the receiver. So it's a state change. That's what you call a state change. So you do. So we are not going to use network sepulchre because I think the last time I used this, they were still using the old RPC version, so it won't work. So instead of doing network sepulchre, I just do URL here. See. So to get the RPC, just come to this Blast API. So I'm using Blast. So you can just maybe I put the link in the description. Just come here, go to sepulchre. I'm working on Testnet. What you're using is the version 8. Just click here, get the endpoint, then copy the endpoint and then come back and paste. That's it. So next is the contract address of that I want to interact with. So copy the contract address. Let me get this. This is it here. Copy this. Paste. The function we want to call, function is receive payment. Now in the argument, so I want to quickly show something. So let's see this receive payment function. I think it should be here. Let's quickly look at this. So this is the receive payment function. It's accepting the token address, the amount, reference is ByteArray, and user is ByteArray. So if you want to encode this to pass, if you want to interact with this on Starkscan, you are going to have an issue with encoding of ByteArray. But then to use it on Sncast is very easy and straightforward. So let's just see this. So argument, that's how to pass argument. Just use the keyword argument, single quote. So the first argument we are passing is the token address. So this is it here. This is the token address. Copy this, comma. Second parameter is the amount we are passing. Let's just do 2. The amount of token we are going to send is 2. Now the third argument is the reference. It's going to be ByteArray. So normally we use double quotes for ByteArray and Starknet. So let's do reference. The last is going to be user. So normally, anyway, the last is just user. So it's ByteArray, can accept anything string, normal string. So let's just do user here. It doesn't matter. So now don't forget to put the end quotation. You know, the argument started with a single quotation here. So we are going to end it with a quotation mark. Now this is how you are passing your arguments when you are interacting with contract or using Sncast. This is very simple and straightforward. So you just need to enter key. So let's give it some seconds. Yeah, so this is it. So the transaction has been sent. This is transaction hash here. So if you want to look at the transaction on Starkscan, just click on this and it opens up. Let's see. Accepted on L2. Let's give this some minutes to index. Yeah, so yeah, that's nice. So this is the amount of token we sent. That's 2. Then what else? The time 14:45, 2:45. So we can be sure. Actually, let's look at the transaction hash. This is 04AD. This is 04AD. So you can be sure that this was the transaction that was sent from my CLI. So yeah, that's basically it. This is how to make invocation transactions, how to make transactions to your Starknet functions from Sncast. That's basically it. Thank you for watching and have a nice day. If you have any questions,